Now this is the map of this classic game, Deep One. Let's compare it to a standard map. This is a standard map. Ha ha ha. Yes, this is the smaller map. Nowadays, when we talk about the standard map, we mean this smaller map, which the standard rule set refers to. The standard rule set can, however, also be used on the larger 500 planet maps, now known as epic maps. In VGA planets in the 90Es, the default map always had 500 planets. That was the fixed planet count when planets.nu launched with the classic rule set. Always 500 planets. What you can also see here in the standard map is the stellar cartography. The new standard map features pre-placed nebulae and star clusters. The classic map does not. And remember what I mentioned earlier, the default VGA planets map from the 90s was unbalanced. Well, the classic map on planets.nu is actually extremely balanced. It's always randomly generated, but designed so that every player has guaranteed planet connections and access to good planets from the start. So as mentioned in the previous episode, if player quality is evenly matched and starting locations are balanced, you have the recipe for a quagmire, especially if the rule set pushes the game in the worst case direction, as the classic rule set does. However, we can see that in Standard the admins have taken this game in a different direction, again towards more randomness. Only some players receive pre-placed nebulae, only some get wormholes, and some get the new black holes, essentially introducing a significant amount of randomness into the game. So why can't they bring back the old default map from the 90s for classic games? Please, admins, do it. I would love to see that. There's no reason not to. This is my Carthago delenda est issue, but I mean it. Anyway, this is the map of the Deep One sector. I've drawn the player starting locations onto it, and as we go through this game, we'll be updating this map to track each player's position. It will make it much easier to follow how the game develops. Now, even though the classic map looks very balanced, it is not exactly a chessboard. There are two things that matter enormously: distances and proximities between planets. These are the true terrain of the classic map. In the very first turns, they dictate whether you can accomplish anything with lower tech engines or not. This is a turn-based game. You need to act as efficiently as possible. If distances are large, you're forced into higher tech engines early. But if planets are closer together, you can actually build, for example, large deep space freighters with lower tech engines, and use those throughout the entire game with great efficiency, even across 600 turns. So planet proximities and distances are critical when designing your fleet and deciding which builds are viable. But we'll get into the first turns themselves in the next episode.